You guys will see here with the acceleration. Look at that. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's gonna be reviewing the all-new Chevy Silverado Custom. And sorry, my hair's all over the place, it's super windy, but anyways, we're gonna see if the base model Silverado is actually worth it. Before we get into the video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Schmiller, Chevy here in Pro for giving me some time with this truck. Check out their inventory in the description down below. And then as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2.7 liter four-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town, and then 21 on the highway with power outputs being 310 horsepower and then 430 pound-feet of torque. Before we go over the front end, I do want to mention if you see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood, you guys can see we've got really aggressive lines all over. It's kind of raised there in the center and then off to the side as well, and I think it looks good. And then coming down below, notice that most of the grille here on the Custom is all kind of like blacked out, so it looks sporty. You do have halogen lights for the headlights. We got tow hooks there at the bottom on top of that. And then pulling it all together, I think the front end looks pretty cool. Come around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 275/60/20 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see the wheels are all blacked out, including the Chevy bow tie there in the center. Speaking of blacked out, we have this blacked out Silverado emblem right there, and then you guys can see the mirrors and the handles match, and then we got that little 4x4 sticker on the back. And then here's our full side view here with the Custom, which I think it's pretty handsome for a quote-unquote base model truck. So here is our key fob. You guys can see Chevy bow tie there on the back. We've got our unlock function, our lock function, remote start, and then the drop down for the tailgate, and it'll come down eventually. It's still slowly lowering by itself, which is hilarious. But anyways, got protection here on the tailgate. LED lights here in the bed. We got an outlet as well. Payload capacity of 1,860 pounds, and then you got that cargo light there at the top. Lifting up the tailgate, super easy because it's super light. We do have the base lights here with the Custom, and then you guys can see here with all of the badges how those are all blacked out. We got the bumper steps, towing capacity 9,000 pounds, and let me know what you guys think about the rear. Sorry about the sun. Here, I'll try to like block that out for you guys so you can see the truck. There you go. Now again, this is a base model truck, so you guys are going to see that the interior is pretty utilitarian. Love the door handle though. Tons of storage space all over the panel. Now this is surprising. You got the cloth seats. Well, that's actually not surprising, but this is. We have the behind the seat storage. You usually don't see this on the base model trucks, but under seat storage as well. I like the design in the center. Legroom here is actually pretty solid. You got a little storage pocket right there, and then you guys can see the vents down below. And if you're wondering, headroom's pretty good, and also that sun, it's blinding. We do have a cup holder armrest. Now here is the front door panel. You guys can see again, pretty base with the materials. We've got our window controls here. Notice the front one is automatic. We've got our mirror adjustments, door lock and unlock, and the little convex mirror there on the mirror to help out with your blind spot. And then the front seats again with that same cloth design as the rear seats. And notice the seats actually power adjustable. Got our parking brake right here, and then you can see the light control, and then that's for like the cargo light. And then this is pretty interesting. So we have our driveline select with our 4-wheel auto, 4-wheel high, 2-wheel high, and then this is kind of like your off-road help assist type thing. And then we do have our tow haul mode. So here's our steering wheel, again pretty base when it comes to the material use, and these are the only controls you get, which is the controls for the cruise control system. Other than that, that's all. Turn signal / windshield wiper stalk, and then we've got the good old-fashioned column shifter here with the plus and minus so that you can shift the gears yourself. So we have our gauge cluster here in the center, mostly analog. As you can see, we do have that screen there, which will show you like that you're in the tow haul mode if you are in the tow haul mode, and then like your driveline select at any given time. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and then you can change it to be the tow mode so that it's just a line there in the center, and resolution's solid. As for the rest of the infotainment screen, response time is fantastic. You've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You got the little shortcut buttons there at the bottom, then you guys can see here with more shortcut buttons. And then down below, you guys can see the analog controls for the climate system. This does have a single zone climate system. And down below that, we've got controls for like lane departure, auto stop start, tailgate drop down, hazard lights, stability control, and then trailer brake controls integrated from the factory, and then some charging ports, including, wow, a full outlet. And then here is our center console / bench seat setup. It does pull up to be a seat. And then I think that the Custom does, oh yeah, it does actually. It has storage space even underneath the seat. Pretty base with the material use on the dash, pretty expected. And then here's the glove box. as you can see. Ooh. Now here is the mirror setup. You guys can see you've got a manual dimmer, and then, well, the rear glass is fixed. Now here's a window sticker for this Silverado. You guys can see 3-year, 36,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty, 5-year, 60,000 mile on the powertrain. Base MSRP is $48,300. And then we actually have quite a few options added to this truck, but we also have some credits with this truck, including the powertrain, which gives you $1,500 off. So total MSRP, $49,940. Doo-doo-doo. Wow, that shot's horrible. You can't even see the truck. Let's drive it. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, and notice you got the convex mirror again, and then you can throw out the rest of the rear. Oh, look at that, that's the baby Bronco. That's John Jenks himself, but let's set off. Oh, setting off in this Silverado Custom, and you know, this is a great truck to review right now. We are in the midst of economic collapse, as all of the news people seem to be saying, and so, you know, affordable stuff like this is definitely important, more so now than ever. So interesting hearing a 4-cylinder under the hood of a truck. Steering's pretty good. It's such a different experience in this truck compared to like the refresh version of Silverado. Now this is technically the refresh version because it has the different exterior styling, but like the interior is the same as like the pre-2022 Silverado, if that makes sense. Because I just reviewed an LT before this, and that has like the new digital gauge cluster and the infotainment system, whereas this one has the previous version. And so yeah, it feels like a completely different truck when it comes to the interior. Engine's torquey. Response time out of this 4-cylinder honestly is really good. Like it's impressive. Wow, that person is like, what are you doing? What are you doing? My goodness. I'm gonna leave that in because that was so stupid. People here in Provo, they need to learn how to drive. But as I was saying, like, this is actually pretty responsive, and you guys will see here with the acceleration. Look at that. This thing hauls. This thing hauls. So, summing things up, I think this truck looks great on the outside, frankly. Again, for a base model truck, it is pretty good looking. Interior, right, again, pretty sparse, but that's kind of what you expect when you're getting, again, an entry-level truck. And then when it comes to the driving, I think it drives really well, actually. The 8-speed paired with the 2.7, it's a pretty solid combo. The only thing that I'd have to say is it would be cool if we could at least get some of the updates inside here that the new truck has, so this would feel a little bit more modern. But I mean, at the same time, no big deal, because you save a little bit of money by not having that stuff. And I think that some people would appreciate this doesn't have a big digital gauge cluster, because, you know, that's just one more thing to break down the road. So let me know what you guys think about the Custom. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this Silverado Custom. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Provo for giving me some time with this truck. Check out the info in the description down below. I'll see ya.